The Karve were a small type of Viking longship. They were used for both war and ordinary transport, carrying people, cargo, or livestock. Because they were able to navigate in very shallow water, they were also used for coasting. Our inspiration for this sculpture came from combining the traditional origami boat with the high school setting. The idea of exploration and transition of students from the past to a greater future.
Okay, so how does the addition of public sculptures add to the campus?
I mean, I think high schools are extensions of communities. And I think many times we've said that North Baltimore High School is the kind of like the epicenter, the central part of our community. But we have art all throughout our community. And we've actually partnered with, as you know, the community with the bell tower at the library. So I think an extension of representing the values of our community, I think it's important for the high school, but I think centrally for us, I think having that art literacy where our students not only have to go somewhere to experience it, but experience it on a daily basis, I think is something that we're able to provide that most schools can only want to do, dream to do. And I think our art department is one of our strongest departments, so I think it's a way to showcase our skills while at the same time bringing a level of sophistication to our students, whether they realize, want, or even desire it, that they're going to experience it on a daily basis. One of my favorite walks, obviously, is the access path between the two buildings because of the art that is on display now, let alone what's been around the building for some time.
What is your favorite part about the 3D sculpture process?
I think I have my favorite sculpture, period. I think that's until the next one comes out. I've got my favorite one, and it's down in T building. And I think when you take a look at what it looks like, how it inspires me, not that I dislike the other ones, but I have my favorites. So I'm looking forward to acquiring a new favorite, but I'm not sure with the new sculpture if it's going to beat my T building.
How does art affect kids?
It affects them because they get more creative and they can think out of the box, and they can just let their minds go and just start creating.
What do you think about art in the community?
I think that art in the community is great so that people can make and create stuff.
What kind of impact do you think art has on our students?
Well, I think art's great. I think it allows our students to think outside of the classes they maybe have had to do their whole lives. In math and in English, it's kind of structured. We're kind of working on more how to think rather in art. You're able to kind of just show what you think in many different ways. It allows kids to obviously be creative. Those skills, I think, also help support the other academic classes. Being creative in problem solving, being creative with creative writing. I think that is a supportive concept or a supportive skill that students need to exercise. I think that there's probably not enough art, that we don't require it for all students. If you think about elementary school, all kids usually are taking an art class. At some point that stops. So I think art's great for our students. It helps develop skills that they may not be getting elsewhere.
How does the addition of public sculptures add to the campus, in your opinion?
Well, I know that if you think about, our campus is obviously significantly different than most. The fact that we have two buildings, there's people going outside. If you think about it, if you were in South Building all day and you were just walking down the hallways, it would be fairly bland. You'd see the same thing all day: carpeted floors, lockers inside, kids staying in the hallway. Just walking the path alone is an experience, but now you're walking past, different artwork that students can walk past. So if you think about, the artwork that we put on the path in the last couple of years, it allows students to hey, it's something different to look at compared to what they're seeing all day. Maybe it says, hey, where do they learn to make that? Maybe it interests them, gets them interested in taking an art class. Maybe it's, hey, what does that mean? There's, the statues of the tall, skinny, statues out there. Why are they like that? Or, why did we do the squares that are intertwining, the wooden squares? What is that about? So maybe it allows them to think about something that was maybe something they didn't think of before, but also it kind of brightens their day, gives them something else to see.